Yeah, well, Venezuela is just like any other Latin American country. Latin American people are so cheerful and expressive, and families. That's what really matters to us. Family and friends.
Right.
That's definitely the most important thing for us. Family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
And since Latin American people are so cheerful, it's so special for us to create human contact, and we value relationships. And these are the kind of relationships that you want in difficult times like these. Difficult times we currently live in. Family and friends are the ones that are always going to be there. In times of crisis, you will not remember the words of your enemies, but the silence of your friends. So it's good to have good people around you who always support you all the time, in the good times and the bad times. So in my country, we value relationships. That's essentially one of the most important things for us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. How is the economy? Because there are a lot of crises, right?
Yeah, in the last couple of years, things were really tough. We had hyperinflation. Last year, inflation was like 1,000. No, it was 1,000,000%. It was crazy. There's no way for you to keep money in the bank. That
Right.
was not the wisest thing to do. The first thing you did with money was just to spend it right away, because if you put it in the bank, it was gonna be worth less as
Right.
time went by.
Right.
Fortunately, now people are really smart, and they have been utilizing the US dollar as a national currency. It hasn't been official. It hasn't been officially declared by the government as the national currency, but people are using it because that's the only way people have to protect themselves against inflation. So if
Right.
you have a strong currency like the US dollar, you can surf the waves of inflation and survive the crisis. One of the biggest reasons and the most serious reasons for inflation is that the government continues to print and print money to put it in circulation. And the more money there is in circulation, the less it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So they cannot print the US dollar. They cannot create the US dollar out
Right.
of the thin air. So because of that, situation's a little bit better.
So if you go to, if you go to a shop to buy something, you just pay in dollars, or go to a restaurant, you pay in dollars all the time, or how does it work?
Yeah, we have an exchange. We have the official exchange, which is not exactly accurate. And then we have the black market exchange, which is the free market, essentially. That is the kind of market, the kind of rate people use on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
50% people, they have US dollars in cash. The rest of people, they have our national currency, but they basically calculate the price, always calculate the price in US dollar based on the black market.
Wow, how is the electricity going on? Is it working well right now? You had a problems, right?
Yeah, that was a major problem again 2 years ago, Mr. Matsuoka. You have no idea the things I had to do to teach my lessons. There was no electricity, so I had to pick my car and use one of these things. This is a USB internet modem or something, and plug it into my computer,
Mm-hmm.
and then just drive until it picked up a signal, and then I would park my car there and teach my lesson. And then with the power generator, it's being more stable. That's an incredibly reliable source of electricity and energy we have at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with that, not only can I work, but I can also provide my family with comfort, which is essentially was troubling the most.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because I could definitely go out and teach and work, but what about my family? My family's gonna have a hard time all the time, right? So yeah, with the power generator, things have been a little bit better. And a couple of years ago, yeah, blackouts happens all the time, like every single day, 6 to 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was just incredible. I tried to change my mind to see that situation as a kind of training to be stronger, to be a better person, to realize that once things get better, I would be a better person too. Because if I try to go against it and complain all the time, I would suffer. So I realized that it was just time for me to embrace the crisis and just surf along with it. And I would just see it like a training that would make me a better person, stronger person.
I was kind of shocked to hear that you have to go somewhere to catch the signal, and then maybe it was so dark, right? At night, there are no lights, no street lights, nothing, and you have to
Yeah.
there. Wow.
That's right, Mr. Matsuoka. At one opportunity, I had to go out at 2:00 a.m. because of differences between our countries. And it was like the most scary time in my life because everything was dark. And you know that when you have a computer inside your car, it doesn't matter how dark your windows are. There will always be some glare that people could see from outside, inside the car. So people went by and I would sometimes see shadows passing by. And I was like, man, who are those people? And I was teaching my class as I saw these people walking by. And then I heard the chilling noise of the wind moving my car because it was so strong. And everything was so dark and you couldn't see anything. Just mere figures, shadows walking around from time to time. So whenever I saw those people, I tried to hide the computer and the glare, just put something on top of it. Yeah, that's why I said that those kind of situations make you stronger, make you step out of your comfort zone, try to do something different to deliver, okay, to do what you're supposed to do. And I think that's what we have to do. I think that's the secret of happiness. That's something I talk a lot about in my classes, how to be happy. And one of the keys is just to embrace whatever's happening, whatever the present moment is, just accept it. So I realized, why don't we play ahead? Why don't we just appreciate the people we have around us and the things we have before they're no longer there? Because one of the things for sure in life is that nothing lasts forever. I mean, you and I could be here today, but tomorrow, no. I mean, tomorrow, I could no longer be on this planet. I could, lose everything I have. So why should we attach to the things we have? We should just appreciate them.
I mean, it sounds like you're becoming like a monk or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to think this way if it weren't for this crisis. So crises are good too. I mean, there are always opportunities in crisis for growth. That's for sure, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a monk, maybe they don't have to go to Tibet or somewhere. Maybe they have to go to Venezuela to be a monk. Because you have to be, you have to be detached from everything, water, money, everything. Then, maybe you can meditate all the time.
That is right. I think there's a Japanese word for that. Shogu. Like this intensive training that monks go through, mountains, no water. Shugo. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's something like that. Excuse my poor Japanese.
No.
Yeah. So something like that. You're right, Mr. Matsuoka.
But right now, what's the lowest wage in Venezuela? How much do they get?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Again, yeah, $2 a month. That was the minimum salary. It's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Makes no sense.
Right.
You have to live it to understand the situation. And you would see people just eating bananas, people just eating potatoes, yuccas, and vegetables because they were not able to afford to buy not even rice, not even chicken or meat. It was really tough a couple of years ago. Now, the government has realized that they have to keep a distance from the economy. one of the reasons why the economy was so screwed up a couple of years ago was because the government, they wanted to control everything. Okay, so what's the price of rice? I think that's too expensive. Let's regulate the price. What's the price of chicken? Oh, I think that's too expensive. Let's just regulate it. So what happens is that people produce food, they don't see it profitable. It's no longer profitable because the government is controlling the prices. And whenever a businessman sees no profit, they're not going to continue producing it. So that's essentially what happened. And at the same time, because they control the prices, the demand went up because everybody was like, okay, it's cheap. I want it. I want chicken. I want rice. It's cheaper. Like, I can afford it. So everybody went to the supermarket to buy. And so the demand went up. The supply went all the way down. Products completely disappeared. And it was really tough. But now the government is basically keeping the distance from the national economy. It was not allowed for people to buy and sell things in US dollars. Now they have made it a little bit more flexible. People can buy and sell in US dollars. And because of that, now we're looking at the free market. We have a free market situation.
What's the average wage in a month in Venezuela?
Okay, the average is definitely more than a couple of dollars a month. Let's see. It could be somewhere around 20 or 30.
Oh.
$20 or $30 a month. Definitely way more than a couple of dollars a month. Now people at least can buy essential foods. Right. It was not like a couple of years ago. Now it's a little bit better. So yeah, I would say $20 or $30 a month.
Okay, but with that money, can you survive?
If you are living by yourself, you might actually make it through. Again, what I said in the beginning, the good thing about Latin American people and Venezuelan people is that we're always together in the good times and the bad times. So even if you're like having a $30 wage or $20 or $10 wage a month, you can survive because you can have people around you that can support you, and everybody supports each other. We know that we're going through a terrible situation, and that the only way for us to survive is actually helping each other. So yeah, we can make it through because people are kind and people know what it's really like being in a terrible situation. So they help each other. There's no other option but to help each other. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to survive.
Okay. Wow. So maybe, yeah, you are so used to the crisis. So, right? You are not panicking this time, right? Because it's kind of normal in Venezuela.
You're absolutely right. Wow, you guessed it. That's right. I mean, we've been going through a lot of crises that this one is just like, it's a regular, normal situation for us.
Yeah, but Japan, yeah, people are panicking actually. So we are not so used to this kind of situation.
Do you think the government should have been more strict instead of just recommending people to stay at home? Just simply tell them, you know what, there's no other option. We are going to contain this virus right now, so nobody goes out. Do you think that would have been better, or the way they are doing it right now is the best way?
Yeah, first of all, they can't do it by law, so that's why, yeah, this is like maybe the best way they can do. I think the government is handling quite well because so far I think 140 people have died, and not so many compared to other countries.
The key is the government and the people working together, right? People knowing what they have to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And are you still enjoying the beauty of the cherry blossoms nowadays in this crisis? Can you see the cherry blossoms through your windows, or just walk around the park? No hanami?
We couldn't do hanami because we have to stay at home. Yeah, what a pity, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. is the way it is, Mr. Matsuoka. It is said that in great crisis, there are great opportunities, and people have to be able to see those crises to be able to come through and to do something wonderful. Do you think there's an opportunity hidden in this crisis?
Yeah, I think so. That's why, yeah, now I'm working so hard to, to put everything together. And now we are talking from Tokyo and from Venezuela, discussing about so many things, right? I think, yeah, this crisis unite us together. So maybe this is not opportunity. We are just, it tells us that maybe you have to unite together, stick to each other, and be stronger.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. These are the kind of situations that make us come together as human beings. Like, there's so many differences in religion, races, countries, cultures, and borders. And sometimes it's so easy for us to forget that we're just one. We are human beings. This is our planet, and this is our civilization. And we are one with the planet. Sometimes we forget about that with so many differences and limits between us. But at the end of the day, we're just one. Yeah, and it's nice to realize that in the middle of this crisis.
Yeah, it sounds like in the end, we are all going to be monks, right?
Yeah, one of the reasons why I've been getting into this kind of monk-like mindset is, because of the lessons, the kind of people I've been blessed enough to interact on a regular basis. We talked about so many things. We talk about Shintoism, we talk about Buddhism, and how everything is no longer religious because it's so assimilated into the Japanese culture that's just normal behavior, and people don't realize their lifestyle is so related to Buddhism and Shintoism. And I think that's the kind of religion or lifestyle or philosophy you want to have in your life, because if you think about it, Shintoism is basically about respecting or showing respect to nature. Everything we have around us is alive. Everything has a spirit. There's nothing more powerful than being here and now, being in the present moment. There's nothing more powerful than that, because life itself is just a succession of present moments. The future doesn't exist, and the past is just a memory. The future is just an illusion. But by the time the future arrives, it's just in the form of the present moment. And then sometimes we spend so much time just thinking about the things we did and the things we didn't do in the past, and the things we're going to do in the future. And we always forget about the beauty of the present moment. So if there's one thing, I'm grateful for many things, for being able to work at one's word. But if there's one thing that I really appreciate, is the fact that I've been able to learn so many things from the Japanese culture that have made me the person I am today. If I hadn't had this job and the opportunity to meet such wonderful people, I think I would have been able to have the kind of mindset I have right now. I don't know what I would be doing in the middle of the crisis. I don't know what kind of mindset I would have. I don't know how I would tackle the situation. So in a way, I've grown a lot, man. I mean, it's been 3.5 years, and I'm so grateful, man. I've learned so many things. And part of that monk-like mentality, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, I've taken it from Japanese people, man.
But now you are turning into a guru. Maybe Jose Guru David. Maybe we can call you as Jose Guru David.
Jose Guru. Jose Guru David. Wow, no, it's humbling. Thank you for that, Mr. Matsuoka. I try my best.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for taking your time and is there anything you want to talk about, or just do you have any messages to our students and our future students?
Well, students of One's Word, thank you so much for having me, for giving me the chance to talk with you and share so many things and to tell me all about your lives and stories. I always enjoy, listening to such wonderful people talking about their lives. I learn a lot every single day in every single lesson. So I appreciate that a lot. You will always occupy a special place in my heart, my kokoro. So thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, anyway, thank you for just being with us for such a long time, and then I hope that maybe you can keep working as a teacher in next 10 years, 20 years together.
Yeah, looking forward to doing so, man.
Thank you.
You got it, Mr. Matsuoka. See you next time, okay?
いやー、びっくりしましたね。デイビッド先生、3年半前ですね。話したときはエンジニアだったんですけども、今ではすっかり日本の文化に、感化されまして、禅の人というか、禅僧か、もう同志みたいなことになってしまいました。でも彼の国はベネズエラでビデオでも語っていたんですけども、2年前に最低賃金が2ドルっていうすごい経済本当にクラッシュした状態だったんですよね。その時にすごい心配してメールのやり取りとかしてたんですけども、実は話すのは3年半ぶりぐらいだったので、とても新鮮な気持ちになりました。そうですね、本当なんて言うんでしょうね。でただ今も実際ベネズエラの大体普通の、平均的な人々は20ドルから30ドルで生活しているみたいなんですけども、ラテンの人々なのでそれでお互い助け合うというような形で生活をしていると。このなんていうんですか、今のこの、経済的な危機的な状況というか、コロナもあるんですけども、ベネズエラの人たちにとっては非常に、慣れているというか、特に去年5日から7日間ぐらい停電した時があったんですけど、その時のが全然状況としてはひどかったので、今のこの危機的な状況っていうのは彼らにとっては、正直大したことないということらしいですね。確かになんていうんですかね、本当に仏教とかそういうのを学ぶと何事にも慌てずに執着をせずに生きていけるという、本当に、冗談でデビッド先生にも言ったんですけども、もし本当に禅を極め、禅僧になりたかったらチベットとかに行くんじゃなくてベネズエラに行った方が本当に全ての面で執着心がなくなるのでいいんじゃないかということが、本当にタフなシチュエーションですけども、本当にうちの先生の中でも一二を争う人気の先生で、すごく生徒さんたちとのコネクションがすごい強いなっていうのを本当に感じますね。すごいデイビッド先生が停電で何か停電でちょっとレッスンに遅れたりすると、本当に生徒さんがすごい心配して連絡をしてくれるので、本当にありがたいなと思っています。3年半一生懸命頑張っていただいたので、これからも末永く一緒に働いていきたいなと思ってますね。ベネズエラはでも本当にすごい国ですよね。社会主義国ですけども、本当にもう国が本当に今めちゃくちゃな状況なんですけども、彼は、デイビッド先生は発電機買ったり、今ビデオで見たようなマイクをちゃんとすごいマイクを買ったりして、そのレッスンにコミットをしているので、本当にぜひ一度ご受講していただければと思っています。それではまた次回。